I try to, get rid of half y'all, and as long as you guys are still around, you're going to do nothing but be problems with me. So I'm going to destroy everyone and start anew. So I'm going to reboot everything. So they're fighting. She's got the glove, trying to stop him. He's raining down punches, like just bow, bow, right into the head, and she's just eating him. Finally, this man, genius move on his part. This shows how well Thanos works and knows the stones. He pulls the power gem off the glove, cups it in his hand, and blink! That gets Captain Marvel off. He puts the glove back in. Tony Stark jumps on him. He knocks Tony off. Then he tries to perform the snap. Nothing happens. Well, somehow in that moment, Tony Stark managed to get all the gems off of Thanos' gloves and gets them onto the glove on his armor. So, in the crescendo moment, Tony drops the line, "I am Iron Man," which is a callback to the first movie and a nice way to take it back. For me, I much would have rather paired that line with Thanos' final line from the Infinity War and told him, like, if I would have done that scene any differently, when Tony went for the glove, I would have had Thanos stab him with something. And I don't know if he had a blade on or whatnot. Stab him. Tony falls back. Thanos goes for the snap. Nothing happens. Tony looks up and says, hey buddy, you should have took your own advice and went for the head. Tony snaps his fingers and uses the glove to erase all of Thanos' forces and Thanos' out of existence like he did before. This drains Tony because he's a mere mortal and he couldn't handle the power, and he ends up dying. A great moment, somber moment. From after that, it's the rest of the movie is kind of like the funeral of Tony Stark. We get to see a really cool moment at this funeral where you see all the heroes standing there, and like in the back, you even have the kid that he helped in Iron Man 3 at the funeral as well. So it was a really cool moment. One of my favorite moments is just the scene where Happy is sitting with Tony's daughter, and he's like, "Hey, are you hungry?" He's like, "What do you want?" She was like, "I like cheeseburgers." He was like, "Your dad liked cheeseburgers. I'm gonna get you all the fucking cheeseburgers you want." It was such a sad, was such a sweet moment. Just go back real quick. Early in the movie, we see Tony. I guess he had built Pepper a suit, and he was like, she'll never wear it. And lo and behold, we got to see Pepper Potts as rescue. Really, a really cool moment in my opinion. Like seeing Pepper take on that role, like we've seen how much of a badass she can be in the third Iron Man. So it was really cool to see her get into the fray and join the fight. They ended with Tony, with her putting a wreath with, if you remember the little plaque she made for Tony for the first arc reactor he made after he came back, proof that Tony Stark has a heart. Yeah, they dropped that into the lake that was by the house. Really, it was a really nice moment. You even have like Tony's final words, like the night before the battle, or before they tried everything. Kind of leaving a message to his wife and daughter. So my final analysis of the whole entire movie, it's a great movie for how you say, the normies, those who don't read the comics, don't really know history. They did a really good job tying the story in. They created a couple of what they call plot holes, but I think it's just openings for other things that they plan on doing in the future that they're not yet fully telling us, like Loki getting away with the Tesseract. Let me go that for a second. Like, I like the moment. I understand that that was the only way to bring that character back since he died. The reason why Thor chopped off Thanos' head at the beginning was because no matter what, like since there's no more stones, there's no use for them to be alive, because even if they fixed the problem, it wouldn't bring anybody Thor had lost back. So at that point, Thor really didn't have anything to lose. So we go back, we see Loki manages to escape, which is cool. I mean, I love Tom Hiddleston, the character and everything, but it just pisses me off because we lose all that fucking character development that was achieved by Loki by the end of Thor Ragnarok. It's almost the same as what they did with past Gamora. Like, all that development is now just, boop, reset. I'm not really a particular fan of that, especially with Gamora's character. I don't mind that much because it plays out to that whole entire can Quill make her fall in love with him all over again. Fine, I know you need that as a love story as part of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so that's cool with it. But as for Loki's character, I mean, it really just... And I understand Loki needs to be a bad guy, and him becoming good is kind of problematic, but I don't know. I like when characters have that development, and we didn't get a good chance to see where that can go before they reset it back to the status quo. So, just go back to the end of the movie. So, you have the scene of they still have to put everything back to close the loop from taking the stone. So they send Steve back in time to do that, to return the stone to their rightful time, and also me and you are back to Thor in the past. So Steve is sent back. It's Steve, Falcon, Bucky, and Hawk all working together on this. Hawk is running the machine. Bucky and Falcon is just chilling. Steve goes back in time. He's supposed to go back, and then they're supposed to call him back within 10 seconds, but he never comes back. After Hawk fails and is trying to figure out what goes on, Falcon sees this old man sitting on this bench. He goes over and he realizes it's Cap. Cap decided that when he was in the past to stay back in the past and to basically grow old with Peggy. A great ending for Cap, in my opinion. It's the one thing about his character that was always reoccurring is that lost love that he had, and it was a great to take the opportunity to actually give him the closure that his character deserved. He then hands the shield over to Falcon, basically passing the mantle of Captain America over to him. Now, is this going to lead to Falcon as Captain America in the MCU? I'm interested to see. I have mixed feelings about that, just because I liked Falcon as his character, and his Captain America run was pretty good. At the end of the day, I enjoyed the movie. They had some great funny spots, suspense, drama. They really hit the paces, and they really they really worked their ass off to fold as many people as been in the MCU universe in this movie as possible. I do believe that attempt did drag the movie down somewhat, because I almost felt like this movie was wrote and directed as it's almost I got the same feeling from this movie as I would if I'm watching a season finale of a show I like. When it's coming to an end, where they try to bring back as much things, old guest stars and as possible, which was cool. But I felt like they were too busy trying to create a moment rather than allowing a great moment to happen. And I hope you understand what I mean by that. It's for my friends who like wrestling, it's almost kind of like what WrestleMania has become. Like, instead of booking these great matches and doing these things and allowing a WrestleMania moment to happen, the WWE spends too much time now either trying to manufacture a WrestleMania moment. Like, they're like, this is going to happen, we're going to set up, it kind of, to me, it pulls away from when you're trying to do something rather than it just happening and it being special for that moment. So with that being said, I look forward to hearing you guys' thoughts and opinions on this movie as well. Like I said, it was a great movie. They hit their paces. I see what they were trying to do. You know, it's a tough job making movies that appeals to everybody. Obviously, you're not going to make a fan like me happy because, you know, I know the history and I know the lore, you know, and there's certain things I like to see. Like, for me, I know some people I've been talking to keep saying Adam Warlock is probably going to be the third Guardians, but at this point in time, his character is pretty much pointless in the MCU. Unless they plan on bringing Thanos back in some way or form later on, you know, there's no purpose to even follow that character. Besides, by the end of that movie, for what I was seeing, that I think the third Guardians of the movie is going to be more settled, more centered around Gamora and that. So, for my next episode, I will be doing a rundown of the current WWE product post WrestleMania, post Superstar shakeup. See what has moved, changed, what new rivalries might be coming down the pipeline. A lot of things are interested, especially with what AEW is doing and superstars are requesting release, and some are being released, others are being denied. And with that, I'm going to be bringing this show to a close. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody who's listening in, is giving me their feedback. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate your support. You have been listening to an A.W.C.W podcast. I am your host, the Twisted King Savage. Take care. God bless.